First Alert 5 weather.
You know, aside from the pesky wind, overall pretty comfortable temperature-wise. No complaints as highs did warm into the lower 60s today in both Colorado Springs and Pueblo. But that warm weather we saw this afternoon, yeah, it's not going to last, as by tomorrow highs could be down as much as 40 degrees, 40 in some spots. Right now 45. We're going to be lucky to get up to 22 tomorrow in Colorado Springs, so still relatively mild outside on this Monday night. And in Pueblo, even warmer than that with our current temperature running at about 53 degrees. So we have a few things working towards our way here in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We have this area of low pressure moving into parts of Utah, southern Idaho, western Wyoming. That's generated a cold front that's right now approaching northern parts of Colorado. The heaviest snow, the biggest impacts from this storm still expected to be out across the mountain areas. Spots shaded in pink, that is winter storm warnings, and in these areas could see as much as 6 to 12 inches of snow, isolated amounts, especially out towards Aspen, down to Pitkin County, could be as high as 16 inches. You can see the areas shaded in purple. That would be a winter storm or winter weather advisory, and that does include the Denver metro as well as the Palmer Divide here in northern El Paso County. Now, there's still a lot of uncertainty, believe it or not, for the I-25 corridor. A few things working against us. What we do know, again, is that the biggest impacts, the heaviest snow, will be across the mountains. Things that aren't necessarily clear would be the snow impacts here in the I-25 corridor. Behind the front, I think we get a quick burst. It's not going to last too long, so not necessarily talking about big snow totals, but with that front coming in so quickly with all that cold air, the wind could make for some difficult driving conditions. I want you to keep that in mind. I don't want you to focus on the snow totals. Think about the impacts in terms of white knuckling that drive tomorrow morning. Hazardous travel expected, and some of those roads could turn slick and icy during that all-important morning drive to work. So take a look at Futurecast. Most of the snow tonight stays in the high country. Denver metro area, Palmer Divide, even parts of the Pikes Peak region. I think it's going to be pretty messy on the roadways tomorrow morning, but look how quickly this front clears through. I'm going to stop it again at 10:15. Pretty much falls apart across the eastern plains, so not much snow expected for areas south of Highway 50. By 3 o'clock, skies begin to clear, and that allows for some very, very cold temperatures to settle in by tomorrow night. And speaking of cold, I got to say, it's going to be a fairly miserable day out there. Not only will it be windy, it'll be cold, but some of those gusts could be as strong as 20 to 30, even 40 miles per hour. Here's the breakdown of snow across the I-25 corridor. Lesser amounts down into Pueblo versus, say, Monument Hill, where we could see 1 to 3, maybe a trace to 2 in Walsenburg, and up to about an inch around Trinidad in the Raton Mesa. Lows tonight down to the teens, up into the Pikes Peak region, 20 in Pueblo. Highs tomorrow, very cold for this time of the year and much, much colder than what we saw today. Here's your super 7-day forecast. Again, some fluffy flakes early and some strong winds. Monument probably seeing better amounts in, say, downtown Colorado Springs. Breezy and warmer by the end of the week before our next cold front cools us down by Saturday. And to look at Pueblo, you can see on the 7-day forecast here, highs in the upper 20s on Tuesday, with mainly just some flurries and gusty winds from the storm, drying out but still cold on Wednesday. Well, more coming up. Stay with us.